Those are pre-copyright strikes. Hang in there and keep going. What you're yeah. You know what? You're probably fucking right. You don't even know what spicing is an audio. You don't know what spicing an audio is. You fucking idiot. It's what Cowboy has been doing, Ron. You can't be that stupid. Dude, I said splicing. I pronounce words different from you. Like Gamora, I'm fucking done. You're a fucking idiot, Cross. If I ever get my fucking hands on you, I'm gonna snap your fucking neck. I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm gonna put you in a chokehold. They're gonna have to knock me out to get you out of that chokehold, dude. Because I'm gonna snap your fucking neck, Cross. I'm gonna snap it. I'm not even fucking playing with you anymore, man. You ever put your fucking self in my bird's eye, I'm gonna fucking snap your neck. Like you do. You're a fucking Cyrax, dude. You are Cyrax. Have you not taken a fucking look in the mirror lately with your skullet? You're a coward. You won't fucking do anything. The whole world is going to find out who you truly are. You're a coward, and you're basically Cyrax 2.0. Not listening. Splicing. Splice. I'm done. I'm fucking done. You're a fucking idiot, Cross. If I ever get my fucking hands on you, I'm going to snap your fucking neck. I'm going to tell you, man, I'm going to put you in a chokehold. They're going to have to knock me out to get you out of that chokehold, dude. Yeah,
I do believe these people have lost their cotton picking mind. All right, so I guess somebody pissed in as above, so below's Cheerios Warline. And he's tearing it up. Yeah, he's pretty pissed. Who pissed him up? I don't know. I have no idea. You know, there's another one. No one knows who he looks like. Always behind the shadows. Let's listen to a little more. Right, he's a little firecracker powerhouse up there in Canada, eh?
I haven't been reading a lot of the comments because I'm not getting sucked into reading anything from this goof anymore. Good morning, everyone. Just watched and caught up on the rest of the shit show from this guy right here. You know, the whole thing is that he's really pushing my buttons right now, and I know that's what he's trying to do. So I'm just going to walk away from it at this point because I'm going to try to make it out to Indiana in the next, hopefully before the end of the summer.
All right, so what he's saying is he's going to try and I don't know. Is it one David and one Andrew or something like that, or Andy or something? Or I'm not sure. Are these which ones? I mean, they're all claiming they're all wrapped up in the meth and all this, each one or whatever. Are these the people? I don't know. I have no idea. But that's Graz that you're seeing right there, which I think it's hilarious what he's doing. He put this video out, which let me post his channel in my chat. All right, let me put it in the description too. All right, so this is the toll that the Delphi case has taken on many, right? We've been through many people. We followed many leads, right? We've been back and forth. Greeno, all these guys. Greeno was going to battle this guy, but then they said this, that. They got him up on camera. I think I've seen him on Greeno's channel once, as above, so below. I think his name was, but he changed his name or whatever. But he was battling with all of them. But in reality, we were watching them all. because I don't know how they concocted this giant story and everybody fell into it. It was just unbelievable. And I think it was something to do with either drugs, uh, trafficking, maybe, or something, that they all were being watched uh, by the authorities, right? And still to this day, I believe they're being watched by the authorities. And that was because one of them talked about drugs, meth. The other one that was friends with Reno and these guys was shooting dope on camera, right? In front of kids, in front of everybody in the whole world. And I think this is where this madness came from because they were tracking it down, right? One went down, oh, screw you. And I think we have, as above, so below, war lion on camera uh, saying certain things. Now, Greeno twice has dumped his channel, meaning he dumped all of his videos. Why? Well, because he knows it was true, or the police wanted it, or he dumped them because he knew he'd have some time. And it would be hard for the police to go ahead and try and track all the videos from all his channels and all the things that he was doing, right? Or saying. Uh, and a lot of these people that we were watching were involved in drugs. Uh, and I do believe the police gave clues, right? Hey, this is going, they gave clues. A lot of people, well, I just did a video of what it was for Delphiers, right? Constantly running into a fence that was right in front of them. And a lot of us, right? I mean, these people gone to so far to make fake videos, blame all kinds of people. Everybody now is a pedo to these people. It just got way out of hand. But let's listen to a little bit of more War Lion. As above, so below, I think his name is, or whatever. I don't know the guy personally, but he is off his rocker. Yes, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He's gone a little far. I've listened to him for a long time. He goes crazy, uh, right? But it's some of it's hilarious. But let's listen to a little bit of more of Graz's channel. Graz is posting this rant that this guy went on his channel. Welcome to the club, Graz. They all, I think as above, so below even did a video on me, right? It's hilarious though. Well, it's really not hilarious, but to me, it's hilarious because these people. I mean, the government couldn't have came out more better, or they couldn't have said it enough when they said we're watching these guys, right?
And that's all I'm going to say about that. With that said, though, I'm also going to show you the true colors of this piece of shit right here. Due to the fact that, this was the fucking goof talking about PayPal and shit like that. And then he's talking about the reason I don't do it is because I don't fucking collect money from my viewers. And now he's basically calling out my viewers and shit, saying how fucking stupid all of my viewers are and how they're all fucking idiots. So that's basically what he's wanted to relay to all of my viewers, is that how you guys are all fucking idiots. Same with Salute Intuition, same with A Shattered Mirror. Apparently all of the thousands of people that follow us. Now, I don't have thousands. I got like maybe 1.5. I don't really give a fuck at this fucking point here, in my opinion, which is not factual because I'm not LE, law enforcement. You fucking stupid fucking piece of shit. You fucked with the wrong fucking guy, motherfucker. You have no idea who you're fucking playing with. I am in the fucking hood. I'm in Rexdale. If you don't know Rexdale, Jamestown, motherfucker, you're gonna fucking learn who you're fucking playing with.
To anyone out there, where is Rexdale? And Rexdale, you're in the hood, Rexdale. I'm looking at you. You ain't in the hood unless you're in in the deep into Chicago, Capri Green and stuff. I don't know. It's crazy because Graz is a pretty good calm dude. I don't know these dudes' history because I don't dig into people's information. But from what everyone's saying, as above, so below has gone completely crazy for a while, stalking many. Right? Supposedly he's got zombies as chat people. This is great. This is great. Zombies. So he's a very violent guy, and he likes to stay in the background, like someone else we knew, Captain Howdy. But we didn't know him, but we watched his videos. And he was another one that nobody knew. It was a mystery. No one knew who he was. He's such a great guy, such a great creator, and now all of a sudden they're singing a different tune. And Delphi is constantly, these people ran themselves into a fence. Not once, twice, three, four, 5 times, like the video I just showed you, constantly. And it had to do with something because they were as above, so below was pissed at Greeno, saying, Greeno, I know you sucked me into this and you're the blame for this. So they were in trouble for something, whether it be distributing, whether it be whatever the situation. As above, so below was at war with Greeno and the rest of these guys, right? But I think at one time they were friends, or they were all on camera at one time on one show. Now, how did all this madness happen? I don't know. Somebody must have said something because we do have as above, so below on 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 tape, on film, on YouTube, uh, threatening Greeno that somehow he got in trouble for something and Greeno's to blame for it and all this and that. I don't know, right? I don't know, but it went south real quick uh, for all of them, I guess. I don't know, but like I said, folks, this is what a lot of people are saying uh, with this case, how it's gotten out of control, how it's they went out of their way to do something. I don't know. Now, what did this as above, so below guy, War Lion, do? I had no idea. But he was pissed and saying something about he got drug into something. So it must have been something criminal or something. And like I said, the data probably will all show that. I'm telling you, these guys go through phones and computers. For a little while there, they were getting new phones every couple months, right? Greeno and a couple of these people were, can you donate? I need a new phone, and mine got broke, and three months would go by. Can you guys? I need a new phone or a computer or something wrong. And we also seen that in the other cases. Right? It's almost like it's just a big ring of them, of just scam artists, whatever you want to call them, people that just they just ask for money, 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 money on channels. Now, whether these guys were using their devices and the government, the beloved government, was onto them, and they were. How about this, folks? I'm gonna throw something at you. I bet you I got some of these people in my lockup tank, and it's no wonder the names and the faces on the accounts keep constantly changing. I've had a couple people in my chat come in here and ask if I can go ahead and let them out because that was their original channel. So now we know that they were switching the names on their channel and coming in harassing people, and I happened to catch them. Right? Sorry. What did they do? They had to start a new channel because I wouldn't release them from my lockup. Right? Because They didn't want me to show the proof. So now what do they got to do? Well, they probably shut down that channel and dumped all their videos. So there's no proof, right? Or there is proof, but it'll take forever to find it. So yeah, it makes sense to me, right? Makes sense to me. Now, do I know any of these people? Once again, you're going to find out that a lot of people think they know me. They claim they know me. I've never met these people in my life. Not once. I've never talked to these people on the phone, behind the scenes. Uh, nothing. Nothing. No, I don't. Like I said, I got no beef with Graz. I have no beef with him. He seems like a pretty calm dude. I watched him for many years. The whole thing where Greeno was crying out to him, literally crying, "Help me, help me, someone, help me!" Right? I think he mentioned Graz's name a couple times, and Sleuth Intuition, and some of these other people. But when you're that far, when it's that gone, you can't. There's no one going to come to your rescue. You know, and that's what happened. A lot of us reported a lot of stuff. But when your computer's hacked by these people, and most of them are folks that we're going to burst your bubble, are hackers, right? Now, I don't know if my opinion is they're hackers. Uh, you can report their channel all day long, and it ain't going to go nowhere. It'll never make it. It's just like the fake uh, tip line that there was many of. Uh, yeah, I'm not going to lie to these people. Fake tip lines. Tips that were put in, many people did. Many people did. Now, whether they were just understaffed and never got to them, but some of these people are legit telling the truth. They called in, they tipped certain things, but their tips were never questioned. Never got a call from anybody, not even a YouTube email from any authorities or anything. So something was fishy, right? We knew that something was fishy. Let's continue to listen to this. I think some of it's hilarious because I think they've lost their mind. I mean, not so much this guy Graz. Uh, he seems pretty calm and everything, but you know that's what they say. Watch out for the calm ones that sit there all day when you're trying to piss them off, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, all right, let's get back to the video," and that's it, right? What's that old saying? Watch out for the silent, calm ones. Right? That ain't saying anything. They're not threatening to kill you or whatever, right? Now, depending on as above, so below, uh, a lot of people say he ain't shit. Why? Because he runs his mouth, right? That's what that old saying is, right? Nah, he ain't nothing because he's just a tough guy behind the YouTube channel or whatever. But I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea. Right? They say that about me. Man. I'm just making movies here and content. That's it. Right? The camera and real life are two different things. And if you don't separate them, you end up like this. Like what we're hearing. Let's hear more of this.
Okay, now I'm about to tell you one thing and show you your true colors. You're talking about bringing in Benny Keys? Go ahead. Go ahead. Just more meat to chew off the bone, motherfucker.
Well, I'm out.
Just more meat to chew off the bone. You don't know who you're fucking playing with. You know, I've been nice. I've been nice. Trust me. If you think that I'm out there and I'm crazy and I'm all that shit, I'm not. What I am is that I'm sick and tired of this fucking bullshit with the fucking girls that were murdered in your backyard. And you motherfuckers wanted help. And then all of the lies. And then these people, guys like this fucking real chill goof, have the fucking audacity and the nerve to align themselves with the creators that they now have a problem with. You never had a problem with it before, did you? You're a hypocrite. You're a piece of shit, and that's why you didn't play any of the videos that I made about you. Oh, bringing in Benny Keys, and then he starts talking shit about Benny Keys. Don't worry.
This is where it gets exciting. See, but money, Benny Keys. He's involved in the Summer Wells case, right? He's wrapped up into that huge Summer Wells, which he knew the family before she even came up missing. Yada, yada, yada. You know, we've heard from Benny Keys. He's moved more pounds of whatever than anybody. He's another one in the hood. He's I don't know, some dealers. I don't know. I don't know. I was scared of him really because I seen him one day talking to Andrew Pandra or Andy Pandy, and they were literally looking at each other, and they were like, you know, you ever? And they Benny Keys was rubbing his nipples. He was rubbing his nipples in a pool, looking at Andy Pandy, asking him, "Were you ever gay?" And Andy Pandy said, "Yeah, yeah, I've been down with that in jail and everything." This was, and it scared me. There's no way that we should be seeing this. It slapped me in the face. Right? It slapped me in the face right there and then. That what the heck are we dealing with? These are supposed to be legit people and big time YouTubers and everything, and they're talking about moving poundage and rubbing their nipples, and they're asking each other if they ever been gay and everything. They're taking their shirts off, showing each other their tattoos. Come on, this was on camera. What are we dealing with here? I can't say no more because I'm stunned. But let's get back to this because I think all of them somewhere is trying to kill somebody, but she ain't gonna kill me, boys.
Don't worry. You're gonna fucking find out real fucking soon who you're fucking playing with.
Someone ratted on somebody.
You know, if you want to get this done now, we can get this done now. I'll go as far as giving you up to $800 cash to meet me in Toronto. I'll pay for your gas and I'll pay for your hotel room because you're gonna need for one night. That's all you're gonna need it for. So if you want to come to Toronto, we can do this. We can do it now. See, I've got a job, a real fucking job. I don't sit in my parents' basement at fucking 2:00 in the morning making live streams. You played with the wrong motherfucker. I think that his new POI is Ronald McDonald. You know, him and Graz might have something to talk about, something to smoke about. Crazy, dude. And the only reason you're doing this is so obvious is because of Joe. So, anyways.
All right. So now the only reason Graz is doing any of this is because of Mighty Joe Young. I know that little sawed-off shotgun that was on there, and I know he's from Australia and everything. See, folks, you miss the big picture in Delphi and how many countries might have been involved. And if these people were involved, what were they pissed? Why were they pissed at each other? What started it? Was it just because somebody thought the case was going a different way, and these people finally were revealed that they were just nuts, and they were either nuts or they were hiding something, and that's where it got really, really crazy, right? Because now you got these guys, and then they brought up the witchery stuff, the black magic, very dark entities and stuff like that, and I was like, bingo, right? This is everything we're looking for in America. And that's exactly what it turned out to be. It seemed like they all turned on each other, right? Once Greeno. Now, I have a suspicion that maybe this started with Keegan Klein. Once they got Keegan and his phone and all of his devices and all his phones, right? Except for that one that the police could not find, that he left in the microwave. Right? But really? 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 I mean, if they were there for anything like drugs or anything else, I'm sure they checked the microwave. Or was it what the government said? We left the phone behind because we wanted to see who he was going to talk to and contact and everything like that, which they might have. Police are not that dumb, not unless they're corrupt. And you would have to be corrupt to miss this. And that's why this is happening in our country. Let's continue to listen to this.
Yeah, if this is just going to be about Graz tonight, guys, I don't know if we're going to be doing chats anymore. There's no point, really, right? You guys can go ahead and go after him, but I'm going to go smoke a big bowl. I got better things to do. It's going to take me some time. I actually did come up with the first episode, and the first episode is entitled Bridge Burner. Yeah, and I've been working on the plot. I've been working on a little bit of the animations that's going to be going into this. There's still a couple of surprises about what the whole Snickerhor animated series is going to be covering, right? Where there's these sick individuals that are embedded in the communities that people just like to talk away as being these innocents. Kind of like what's his name? The pervert from fucking Family Guy, the old guy, whatever his name was, Herbert the pervert. So Bridge Burner, episode 1, season 1, Snickerhor. I'm still working on it. Got lots of characters to add in because it's going to be about a jail. I'm trying to rehabilitate all of these sick individuals that try to embed themselves into the communities, right? And boy, oh boy, do we ever have some characters. Boy, oh boy, do we ever have them doing some crazy stuff. It's going to be fucking fun. It's going to be fun. So I'm still taking your voice work because I've had some people sending in some of the script work that I had written out. Let me just read up. Was a premature, continue to enjoy. He was saying that Pat wasn't a rat or a murderer. Yeah.
All right, so where did Pat come into this? Pat Brown, I think his name is. Well, he's supposedly the guy that found the girls, right? That supposedly they're saying had something to do with it or whatever. Which might be possible, but I think we would have seen something within the police by now if any of these people were involved that much, right? He was just a friend of the family of the girls that found the girls. Could there be something there? Well, if it's as corrupt as everyone is saying, then it's possible. It's very possible. There's a lot of people that still think the family had something to do with it. And I'm not going to lie, that's possible. Right? That's possible. We can't, on this channel, we don't throw anything off of the table. Right? Now, I don't blame most of these people because at that time, most of these people didn't live in Indiana, didn't see all the news clippings way before the girls. came up missing. Didn't see all the news channels talking about a problem down there in Indiana in general. So I can't blame most of these YouTubers because they don't live here and they didn't really know what was going on other than they were being watched. And some of them, their devices were taken and they were questioned, right? Not only for Delphi, for other stuff. And why was that? Well, because these good investigators from other states, see, they had problems in their states, right? And that investigation led to what? Delphi, right? So it built this whole thing of, okay, this is a ring, a club, a gang, many, many involved. And I don't know why these people couldn't see that, but they kept running into that fence over and over and over again. And it got so crazy that some of us sat back and said, okay, something happened here where these, now they're turning on each other. So something's going on. And it might not have had nothing to do with Delphi. It might have had something to do with another case or drugs or prostitution or distributing of videos or kiddie porn. They themselves were being watched. Kind of crazy stuff. Now, these guys, some of these guys in this Delphi thing, we're talking about gangs, clubs, mafias, bosses, and stuff like that, which very well might be true, but I don't think no real mafia bosso would approve of anything that these people were doing with little girls. But like I said, it's not 30 years ago, 40 years ago, when the mob had integrity and morals. And there was just certain things they didn't allow. And killing little girls was on the list that they did not do. No, like I said, and that goes across the boards because gangs, and we all have seen the news, music business, movie everything has gone south. Demonic, evil, purely madness. I wouldn't doubt it if some of these superstars we're listening to and watching weren't trafficked themselves and don't even know who they really are. And that's what's sad. Let's continue to listen to a little bit more of Graz's channel. Now, once again, I watched Graz. I watched all these guys. Why? Because that's what you had to do, because they either they were being paid by somebody to lead somebody away, or something was just not right, because they were way out in left field. Even when Keegan Kline got arrested and that info came out, he boot scoop boogied after he failed the polygraph. He did all. They were still saying, oh well, he didn't do the murder, so he has nothing to do with it. I was like, something's definitely up, because anybody in their right mind would have went ahead and said, no, we ain't taking Keegan Kline off the table, and we didn't here. Not on this channel, we didn't. He played a part in this whole thing somewhere down the road. And that's why I think some of these people were saying, it's impossible. No way, he didn't have nothing to do with it. Let him go. The other guy, he didn't have nothing to do with it. He was in jail or something, when he really wasn't. He was out. The documents show he was out. And plus, he was busted himself with a 9-year-old. And the list went on and on. And either these people were either they knew something we didn't know. We already knew it was corrupt. But either they were way out in left field for a reason, whether it was because defense or state put them to lead people away, I'm not sure. But most of us sat back and said, yeah, well, something's going on here, right? And it ain't legit. and we can't quit because we are legit. And it led to a lot of stuff. Now, a lot of people saying, well, somebody in Chicago said, it's somebody. Well, Richard Allen did not live in Chicago. He worked out there on the outskirts of the state, not in Chicago, but the state of Illinois or whatever. Um, and I don't remember seeing anything that he held residency in Illinois or whatever. Now he might have knew people, which led to other stuff, meth or whatever, right? They might not have been involved in the murders, uh, but what connected them was the drugs that they also, with Keegan Kline and the rest of them, were talking about. Even Greeno was talking about that or something, or someone said Greeno was on drugs or whatever. I don't know, right? Because I don't know these dudes. I'm just a YouTube music movies dude that people ask, can you watch this crime stuff? And what do you think? I don't know. I don't get paid to think. Right? I don't get paid at all. So I don't get paid to think. But my opinion, uh, somebody did something. Now, either this was a tight group of guys, almost like Breaking Point, and they didn't want someone to know something about something, or they were in it for the money, reward, or whatever, and were leading people out way out in left field. And then you had all the Odin stuff and the witches and all this stuff and the sacrificing and everything, which, hey, I'm on board with. If the United States government says this was some kind of a sacrificial thing or something, I'm on board. We got proof, Johnny. All right, well, show me the proof, right? If 1 and 1 makes 2, well, there you go. But it wasn't that, right? It was something different. It was something that someone seen an opportunity and took it, or someone was told to go there, and they had a job to do. Probably many, maybe. Right? So let's listen to a little bit of more of As Above, So Below. Below is top. I guess he's got zombies. That's what they're calling his chat. I've seen one video he did. He said, I'm proud of you, zombies. And they're eating their way all the way to America. And I can't do that. I just can't let it happen.
Okay, well, anyways, right, that's something that I'm going to get into after. Because I don't believe that if he's a friend of Pat Brown's, put him on camera. Let's see Pat. Right? Once again, the Delphi community wasn't able to get to these types of people, but we were. Good job, zombies. I'm fucking serious. I'm proud of you. I'm fucking proud of you, man.
Zombies.
Regardless whether or not this is Pat Brown, hypothetically speaking, let's say it was him. You're a fucking rat, Pat. You're a fucking rat.
All right. This is the thing. He was calling a lot of people years ago, when he had that altercation with Greeno and all these other guys. You're a rat. Right? I'm like, well, wait a minute. What the hell's going on? If you're calling him a rat and you're telling him, that Greeno and these guys had something to do with it, or you're calling him a rat. I don't know. I was like, wait a minute. Well, what are these guys ratting about? What's this whole thing? What are they ratting on these people about? Right? Everybody's a rat. I don't know. They could be. I'm not sure. I mean, we got a population problem here with rats, especially in New York. It's unbelievable. Some of these. Well, look what happened to Mr. Gene Hackman, one of the great actors, right? Hantavirus or something. We got a problem. Well, we're going to fix that. But let's get back to this. Hold on, Miss Shelley and Brother. There's zombies. There's zombies up there in Canada. I told you You didn't want to listen. He just said it. His zombies. He's got zombies. I want zombies. We all want zombies.
And your little fucking friend Bridge is a fucking bitch. So I'll see you on video 6 tomorrow night. And we'll be back here to make some fucking noise. I appreciate the family. Appreciate the zombies. The community. Thank
Zombies.
you for
I
Abby
told
and
you.
Libby, even though you may not like me. You still have that awareness to keep up to date on anything that's going on, regardless, even if it's this fucking drama shit that you can see these pricks cause, you know, because this is all about them causing and creating distraction. So when you have people coming in here saying, hey, listen, you shouldn't fall for this, you shouldn't fall for this, I'm going to tell you right now, shut the fuck up. My parking spot, I jumped out of the car, and when I jumped out of the car, shit fucking went down. One guy got out and was chirping, and yeah, that's how fast it happens. That's how fast it happens, man. It's you? Yeah. I know. I noticed your avatar changed earlier.
Now, see, he's talking, right? And he's telling people to shut their effing mouths, right? Shut his mouth or whatever. Uh, I have no idea who the dude is. I don't know. He's off his cuckoo right now, probably. I don't know. I have no idea, right? But it's these guys like this, right? He might be mafioso or something. Maybe this guy was is the little ringleader, right? The little firecracker, and something happened, and somebody ran something. Someone said something, and something led to something, and maybe they're all, I don't know, right? Because we are looking for the mastermind. Because why do we know this? Well, because Mr. Holman even brought that up in interrogation, right? Right. We know you're not that type of guy, Richard. Right. Maybe you did this with someone else. Maybe you were there, but you didn't do the murders. And who's the mastermind? Right. And Richard got defensive. And what did Richard say? Well, who's this guy? Who's this guy saying that I was there and ratted? Right. Very interesting. Very interesting. Uh, Miss Shelley New Brunswick, you got zombies up there in Canada. There's no way I can let these things come across my border, uh, or I'm gonna have to get rid of them and then tariff Canada for it. I'm sorry. Although I do love the Canadian women, but I will have to tariff these zombies and possibly take them out. I'm not sure.
So the fights happen very quick in a blink second. Just happened. It was just over. You know, you scare one guy into begging fucking not to smash him out because he doesn't get out of the car, but he's the son of a bitch that's fucking chirping the whole time. The fucking driver gets out, right? He's not the one chirping. He's the fucking tough guy that has his hat knocked off his head. Not so tough. Not so tough. What the funny thing was is that when I got back in my car watching them drive away and how they wouldn't acknowledge me again, they just kept their heads straight. They wouldn't look back. They wouldn't look over at me. And I was like, you even look at me one more time and I'm going to fucking chase you down again because you chased me down this time. You followed me into the French fry cart, the fucking stand. I got out. Your driver got out. I smacked him in the fucking face. Now what are you going to fucking do? Now what are you going to do? That's who you're playing with, Groz, and I'm ready. You want to fucking step into a cage with me? I'm ready. I'm not going to pay you shit. That's because what you need. That's what you are. You need to get paid because you're a fucking broke-ass crackhead. You're the crackhead. That's why you called Frank the crackhead, because you know you're reflecting your fucking it's a mirror reflection of yourself. Did you spend it on crack? Because that's what I would have done, Frank, right? I'm Graz. My name is Nick Graziano. I spend my money on crack. I'm Graz.
Okay, for YouTube records and government records, I have no proof that Graziano smokes crack. Just saying. If he does, he's a pretty common cold crackhead. I've never seen a crackhead act that common. But that's beside the point. This is interesting, right? This is pretty interesting, right? This guy has above so below. He's a war lion. He's a fighter. He's many things. He's probably mafia. Who knows? Canadian mafia. I hear they're up there. We don't hear too much from them, but they're up there sometimes. I mean, we we know about the Canadian mafia or whatever they call it. I'm not sure. But here's the thing. This is getting interesting because this whole thing unfolded for many years, man. It was just like something is going on, right? Anybody, I mean, I'm dumb. I have a disability. But anybody with a disability, uh, when someone's on there and this guy as above is calling everybody rats. Well, why? Why are you calling them rats if they you're a bunch of rats? What'd they do? Just rats everywhere, rats. Well, why are you calling them a rat? What'd they say? Did you get implicated in something? What's the whole deal? Right? I mean, I thought it was fun. Everybody was a rat. I'm a rat. You're a rat. Everybody was a rat. I mean, I just don't understand. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. But then they've come out where it ain't even. I don't even know if that's these guys' real names. I thought one of them said that something about Andy or Andrew, which I don't know. I know 5'6" Andrews, right? Or well, their nickname might be Andy. I'm not sure. But I don't know any of these people. I have no idea. And Graz, like I said, he's a calm, cool guy. And I think Graz is pissed because he got taken. Meaning the whole thing with Captain Howdy, Graz thought that everyone thought this guy, Howdy Doody, or Captain Howdy, was a straight up level headed guy and was just on it. He was divine. No one knew his face. No one knew who he was. Right? Which we have two guys in town here that look like the photos that Graziano was showing. Graz, right? But under different names. So are these people, are they hitmen? I don't know, but they're already on the list, right? Government ain't messing around on this, boys. FBI and them, they're not messing around. And let me tell you why. Well, because it's called RICO Act. Because you got numerous guys here talking about drugs, all kinds of stuff. A couple of them were caught, or their family was caught distributing porn, kiddie porn, uh, drugs, Klein, all this stuff, talking about gangs, club, meth, even the family of the two girls. They were involved in a meth ring. So that's called a RICO Act, baby. And it sounds good every single day. Now, whether the government has the balls to do it or not, I'm not sure. But what are you looking at? Oh, well, it's got everything for a pedo. You got the clubs, and that's why these clubs are probably so pissed off at these guys. And then you got the mafia, because you had Harmon talking that his father was the syndicate and connected with these guys or whatever, syndicate and stuff like that. I'm like, that's the mafia, right? He's tried to say, no, it's the syndicate. I'm like, no, dude. Uh, when he was in my chat, he came in attacking me because I said, well, he looked like a suspect. He looked like a suspect. He knew too much, right? He knew too much. How did he know that? How did he know about the sticks? How did he know about the carving? Well, he said carving on trees, but there was no carvings. There was marking on trees. How did he know that? Now, it might have been that one ratted on the other, ratted on, and these guys tried to take down people that weren't buying their shit. They tried implicating people that was not buying their shit. People that went into their chat and told them to turn themselves in, that they were full of shit, were attacked. And I'm here to testify I was one of them. Now, they might have had connections because we know that Keegan Kline had connections with music. We know that some of these guys supposedly knew some of these women that were connected in music. Some of these guys were, yeah, this is how deep it goes. Right? I don't know what to say. I think with a big open mind, because I know that anything is possible in something as crazy as this, covering it up. And once they were all like, to me and some other people that were watching, these guys were rats. All of them. They were grasping for air. They were asking other YouTubers, help, help, help. Help, help, help. Right? Somebody was on them. I think somebody was on to Richard Allen way before he even got picked up. All right, let's continue to listen more about this. Can you, ladies and gentlemen, hear me out there? Or did they block my video already? I don't know. Now, once again, we know none of these people. We have no idea if any of these people are even telling the truth, or if one just pissed in another one's Cheerios and then it just went into a massive hell fury. All right, let's continue with this video. Thank you, Miss Debbie Fox, for letting me know that you can still hear me.
If you have any tragedy that happens in your family, you know, and there's kids involved, make sure you include Groz so he can make his money off that blood money off of your kids. Don't worry about it, Valerie. Fuck, this is the second time that's happened in probably 8 years. The first time it happened, I was a cab driver. This time, just, I guess they thought they were going to be tough. When he was revving his fucking exhaust up, wham, 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 wham. So I shook my head, and then about 1 or 2 lights later, they let me get in front of them. They followed me. So when I noticed they were following me, I was like, I bet you these guys followed me into the French fry stand right here. So I fucking pulled into the French fry stand, backed into my parking spot, jumped out of the car. The passenger one, the one guy's going, fuck you, you fucking piece of shit. What's your fucking problem? What are you shaking your fucking head at? I didn't say anything, man. I didn't even say a word. Fucking people are going insane across the world, man. I'm not going to not defend myself, though. You know what? When we locked arms, that was aggressive. That was aggression right there. So I had every right to smack him.
As he's smoking a doobie.
I need to watch out. I need to watch out. People are crazy with road rage. People are crazy with road rage and will shoot you. Well, the funny thing is that I went to that French fry cart stand for one reason, and that's because, well, if there was something that would have happened, it wouldn't have been good for them. They could have pulled out a gun. Absolutely. They could have shot me. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if that would have happened where I was at, I went there for a reason. I made sure that they came into that spot for a reason. The photographs. First of all, pareidolia, you don't know the definition of it. You never have, obviously. But like I said before, that's how I'm going to expose you, Gross. A lot of my community knows it was Anthony Greeno that was force feeding the pareidolia. He was force feeding it. So all of you fucking moles that work for Greeno.
Pareidolia. Well, what is the definition of that? That's where you see objects within pictures, right? Which is common. That's like you look up in the sky and you see a cloud and you say, "Oh my God, that looks like a smiley face," or that looks like a pareidolia. But uh, you know, don't believe everything you hear or see until you got other evidence that it might be real, right? Or not photo opt or whatever. So now the whole world, America, is suffering from pareidolia, which is probably from being bit by this crazy dude's zombies, which makes sense to me. Let's continue.
Greeno, as soon as he went away, you just started fucking. You even told Greeno what you were going to do before he went to jail because he knew shit was about to get fucking real. He knew that fucking he had fucked up. So you agree.
All right, now it's getting interesting. All right, now what did Greeno do? He was getting ready to go to jail. He knew he fucked up. He played. What's going on? Is this guy a mafia boss? He's taking out all these YouTubers. This is unreal. This is what I knew. This was a year into the case, not even a year. Maybe 2 years into the case, right? This whole thing started.
You all got together, you all made it look like fucking that was going to be something just spontaneous. It wasn't spontaneous at all. This is something that you and Greeno have worked out. That's why Randy has the same sort of fucking type of program over there where they're willing to talk about everything about the murders except for what happened between 2:30 and 3:30, the people that were there at the trails, what their fucking backgrounds are. Who were those people that were there at the trails? No, they've been.
I do believe this guy's whole content was mine. This is what that lady was saying, right? You were getting struck and someone was claiming that you were stealing their content, and then YouTube watched it and they said, no, you weren't. And the government watched it and said, no, I wasn't. Because this is hilarious. And this went on for a while. And finally, YouTube was like, they unblocked the videos and everything. And I'm like, I'm not stealing no content. That's me talking in my video about Delphi. And I'm if you watch Delphi, you'll see that these people are saying I'm crazy. They want to take Keegan Klein off the table. They want to take Chadwell off the table. They want to take Kurtz and the rest of these guys and Greeno and all these. I'm like, I'm not the one, man. This is my content. And finally, they unblocked my videos. And so this is where it gets Greeno, right? Which we knew something was up with Greeno because Greeno came out and did videos. And all the time he would lead like he had a lead, like somebody, he knew something that no one else knew. And that was just like every other video. No, I got something's going on, and then what happened? He got questioned in the case and his phone got taken away. Right? He even came into my chat. Greeno did. right? I think he even sent me a message and you better leave my girlfriend. I'm like, who the hell is your girlfriend? Right? All pissed off, and you better not talk to my girl. I'm like, I have no idea who your girlfriend is, man. And how the hell did you get my Facebook? Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. I'm like, man, I don't know who you are. Man, I see you on videos, but you're not going to implicate me in this shit. Uh, right? You're suspect. And maybe he didn't want to be suspect on my channel after he seen the video I did. And he messaged me. He was pissed. Right? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't buy any of it. Same thing with Harmon and everything, man. He's doing video. You need your ass kicked. You did what? I didn't do anything, you idiot. But call your bluff. Right? I didn't do anything but call your bluff. I didn't run from Indiana. You did. A couple of these people did. Right? All because I did videos saying these guys were either suspect there or they know too much about this case not to be suspect. No one knew about the sticks. No one knew that the girls were cut up or anything. No one knew about the tree that had a marking on it, but not carved. It was in blood, just written. How did these dudes know that before anyone else? I'll tell you how. Because they were corrupt and they had information that was stolen in an ongoing case. Let's continue.
A ghost for 5.5 years. Oh, well, they lawyered up. That's what they try to pitch to everybody. They lawyered up. You can't get anything out of them. Well, that's not the truth. You told us Cheyenne was just an innocent fucking person that was out there, that was just a child. She could have been an innocent fucking victim of Bridge Guy. Yet, in 2017, her and her friend fucking Kelsey, Libby's sister, are a part and affiliated to the Juggalos. What's really going on here? Don't want to acknowledge what's in the photographs.
Juggalos.
So
What
a lot
the
of
hell are the
a bigger
Juggalos?
portion of the community that trolls me don't want to acknowledge what's in the photographs. You're not ready for the truth. You're not ready for the truth. You're on the other side of the fence. You're the ones putting bubble wrap around the killers. You're the ones that are trying to give the killers a way out. How do you sleep at night, man? How the fuck can you sleep at night like that with that on your conscience? Do you even think about it though? That's something else that
Can someone tell me what the heck a juggalo is? Anyone in my chat, can you tell me what a juggalo is? I've never heard of a juggalo. Is it a gigolo? Or is he saying juggalo? What is that? Can anybody tell me what that? You're from Canada, Shelley. Miss Brunswick, can you tell me what a juggalo is? A clown. These guys were. I hate clowns. See, I'm from Chicago, and we in Chicago we can't stand clowns. We don't. Ever since that Gacy thing out there when I was growing up a kid, we don't like clowns, right? I'm sorry, we just don't like clowns. All right, let's continue with this. It's almost over with. Thank God. What an entertainment. We all should, folks, I posted Graziano's channel in my chat. Go watch his channel for yourself. Do I know what these, I don't know. I watched these guys for many years and I watched it all unfold, right? It just went down the line, one after another. Graziano then was, all of a sudden, he was good. But then the information came out that he was stalking a little lady that I also watched her channel, or something went bad, and his record came out, and he was this, that, this, and that, and this all unfolded right in front of our faces. Now, whether the FBI or the government was watching the whole thing, because the FBI, they don't mess around. Them guys don't mess around. Even though when and as far as these people saying, well, the FBI has nothing to do with this case. They're off the case. They were kicked off the case. You, how you kick off the federal government off a case, you idiot? What a bunch of idiots. You don't kick the federal government off of any case. Are these guys idiots? I think so, because you don't kick the FBI off of any case. You got to be nuts. Let's continue.
That crosses my mind. Do you even realize the injustice that you're doing? You know what I mean? Like you're talking about me being a hypocrite. Holy fuck. You guys were the ones that started everything.
Now this
Then
is
they
where
say,
he's telling
Graz says, if you can show me, prove it. Graz, you lost your channel. Okay, you lost it for doing the same thing you're doing now, stupid. So it's not important. I think there's too many damaging YouTubers out there that want to come off like Fox News and show you a little fucking a little edited video that they were able to put together that, you know, represents their editorial skills and how professional they were about, you know, just covering the base facts. Well, the two girls went down the hill February 13, 2017. They were then found February 14, 2017. Case closed. What's the point of doing a YouTube channel anymore? Why are you guys talking about it? Why are you guys on YouTube talking about two dead girls when you don't want to talk about the murders, when you don't know anything about the details, but yet you claim all of this other shit as fact? Why are you talking about two girls that were killed in your backyard, and then you ghost everybody to the fact of where everybody's taking a vow of silence, and then on top of that, you have all of these same motherfuckers opening up social media accounts admitting that they created diversions around the fucking case. You're sick human.
Wasn't that what I said a couple years ago? I think YouTube was right. I think YouTube was right. Right? That's why it explains on my Delphi videos, I had 700 something views on them. And that was when I shut it off. Right? But before, it used to show you how many views you had on that channel. And I would actually watch these people watch me and then do their videos. I don't know. It's crazy. This is crazy. This is just too crazy. So you mean that all these guys, as above, so below, is saying, opened up fake accounts just so they can attack us, which we already knew they were attacking us 2 years into the case, which led to having channels that were tracking numbers. See, we did this in Desert Storm. Some of my friends used to hunt down Ben Ludoon babies. So that's called hot phones and fake alt accounts, which, like I said, our beloved military, well, they're professionals at tracking people down. So this was just going on back and forth for a long time. And all along, I was just keeping my mouth shut and everything, making my own videos, my opinions. And they were calling me crazy and everything. And they were like, Keegan Klein has nothing to do with this case. Right? When we didn't even have the full we didn't have the whole information out yet. And they were already, no, he had nothing to do with it. He was talking to the girls and possibly, but he had nothing to do with this and everything. We did catch him, but he had 207,000 kid photos and everything. He was doing it, but he has nothing to do with this case. Yeah. Okay.
Human being, Graz. I hope law enforcement looks into your fucking background, because I don't know what your fucking problem is, man. See, you're not agitating me with the videos you're making about me. You're not just don't come into my channel. From yesterday when you were in my channel, that agitated me more. That's actually still on my mind more than anything else you can do to me, because your hate speech, your defamation of character, all of that shit, all of the shit that you're trying to like come at me with, that there is actually not fucking bothered. What's bothering me is my can't get my hands on you because you're a little fucking coward.
You got zombies up north. I know you just said, nope, not up north, Johnny. We got pukies. They're all over the place. Zombies.
That's what's bothering me.
Well, it sounds like this gentleman is holding a grudge. Let it
Pat
go.
Brown is bad. He's a piece of shit. He's a rat. He's a fucking goof, just like you, your family, your dad and your mom, shit bags. What was that you're talking about? My family, you motherfucker. Yeah, exactly, right? So I'm not allowed to talk about your family now? Go fuck yourself, bitch. You want to be a hypocrite? You want to bring family members into this, your mom's this, your mom's that, and then you want to go off crying to all of your little YouTube fucking community. Where? Look what he called me. Where? Put some fucking socks on, pull them up, be a big boy. You're a big boy, aren't you, Gross? You wanted to go into defamation of character and all of this slander and hate speech and all of this bullshit where you're just fucking causing all this bullshit in the community.
No, I want to ask you people out there, the way this guy's acting, do you think that there's something deeper other than just Graziano making a video? I mean, Herman used to make videos about me all the time. He's going to kick my ass. And just wait, it's going to be over soon. You ain't going to be around no more. Sending some kind of a demonic thing to me, choking me. I was going into coughing fits. Darkness, magic, witchery, sorcery. This was all introduced, folks. I didn't introduce it. Certain people did introduce it into the Delphi case, which now makes sense of what's going on. So now what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for these people that are the dark ones, right? That hide in the shadows. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be this and that. They're like, show your face. I'm like, go watch my YouTube music videos. That's me. Right? It's too dangerous now because I'm dealing with a bunch of crackheads and junkies. So, right, it's too dangerous now to be seen. Right? Hello, Miss Cold Truth. How have you been? How are things going? I hope you're feeling better. But let's get back to this. Not to offend anybody, but I think that some of these YouTubers did get taken for a ride. And them themselves felt horrible because they were taken for a ride. Right? I have no grudge against these people. As many videos as they want to make or threaten me or whatever, I forgive you. And let's go on with this case. Let's listen to this.
Community with the people that were going in and out of the channels, right? That were getting stressed out and frustrated and fucking coming into my channel and saying, should we report him? Should we report him? Because for the first little while, I was reporting you until I realized what the fuck you guys are really all about. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. And the thing about that, dude, is that you can't even get my name right, stupid. You keep calling me Jason, you fucking retard. I have so much research, Gross. The problem is that I don't carry my books or papers around with me anymore, because when shit started to come to fucking light with all of the connections and dots that I was suspicious about being factual, I was so overwhelmed with the amount of fucking details that come up. At times, I get overwhelmed myself. So I apologize for making mistakes at times. But my overall theory of where I'm working with and what I'm working with, Pat Brown was still in the area Okay, he was still doing things around there that were suspect as fucking hell. He still has links and ties and connections to people that have other links and ties and connections to people that I have linked to this section in this area, being Cheryl and Cheyenne. You don't know what I've come into. You don't know what research I'm doing.
Now, wasn't Cheyenne one of the women that were a lady of the night, and she was sleeping with supposedly a judge and all this, and she knew this club that was out there and knew Kurtz and knew all these guys and and Chadwell and all these guys, and didn't she come out and say uh, that they were a bunch of sickos? They were taking girls and turning them into prostitutes, and you could sleep with these girls for free if you belonged to the club, right? I mean, this was all part of it, right? This is why some of us were saying Rico, 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 Rico Suave, right? But the government kept saying, Mr. Kramer, you've done enough. And I'm like, I know, I think I could do a lot more. Miss Cold Truth, we're glad you're doing better. We're glad you're doing better. Let's continue. She is the best.
You don't know what people are sending me. All you know is what I'm telling you. Now, you don't agree with the way I pronounce words. You might not agree with the way that I approach some stuff. You got to remember, I'm smoking a couple of joints. I'm hanging out with my people, right? You're not my people. We don't get along. You're going to find something in whatever it is that I say to use against me. It doesn't fucking matter what it is, dude. I could fucking go from A to Z perfectly. And you're going to say, oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? He said G wrong. He said it a little bit like it had a little bit of an E, more of an E on it than a G. Dude, find something else better to do with your life. That's what I think you should do. That's all, man. But you know what? If you want to keep going, keep going. I did go to the police today. And I'm not trying to have you in trouble, dude. I just wanted them to see what's going on. And I kept them up to date on what this situation is that you're trying to claim on a channel. And they were like literally laughing. They were like, well, you could just leave YouTube. And I'm like, I know that. Like,
see, here's the thing. I think some of these guys played too tough, too long, and it was too late, right? I imagine the authorities were already uh, contacted about as above, so below, because this whole thing was going on for a long time between him and Greeno and the rest of these guys, that this big war was going on or something, right? Greeno was going to kick his butt, and as above, so below. War Lion was saying, I know you have something to do with this, Greeno. You have something to do with this case or something. Now, whether it was that or someone mentioned someone's name, and they all started tumbling like dominoes, maybe. I don't know, but uh, I've listened to this guy. Let me see what Culture is saying. Cheyenne was the mortician who who took the picture of the bride. I can't think of her name though. Well, we know this much. There was one little lady that was running around on YouTube telling her story about all this after the Delphi case came out and broke or whatever, and she said, "Oh yeah, these guys are nuts." Right? But I thought she was a lady of the night and she was sleeping with some of these guys or something, and she had information that these guys were taking these young girls and uh, turning them into having. They can make money of having. Someone could pay them money to have sex with these young girls, but if you belong to their club, you would be able to sleep with the girls for free. So this was a big thing, and this was just about, yeah. What did we have? Well, we had Keegan go down, and then Chadwell, and then Kurtz, and then it just boom, boom, boom. Greeno got questioned, his phone got taken. He did some time, but for what? You had people ratting on each other left and right. You had drugs. You had prostitution. You had kiddie stuff, kiddie porn. Another YouTuber and his family supposedly wrapped up into distribution of kiddie porn. And this all made sense, right? You had meth. You had clubs, gangs, or MC clubs or whatever. You had the own family of the two girls that were involved in a meth operation, right? It all made sense that it was bigger than what they were letting or leading people to believe. Now, could they have gotten a RICO? They could have. I don't know why they didn't. I have no idea why they didn't. She posted a video of Fouts in her apartment. I have it somewhere. Yeah, I've watched them all, and that was it. That's when I think she was on Sunny Justice. Remember, Sunny Justice was battling with Greeno and the rest of them, right? Now, Greeno might have came out and told one thing, the truth, and that was he did have a part in this case, meaning he might have ratted these people out. Maybe they were into something other than what they said they were. Maybe they were hackers. Maybe they were this, that. No, who knows what? Maybe they were selling photos or information on the case, right? Which at this time was ongoing, and they possessed information and evidence in an ongoing case. Now that is obstruction of justice if we lived in a country where we played by the rules, but it's obvious we don't. It's obvious we don't. Now let's continue.
I understand that, right? And they were like, well, what's this all about? And that's the whole thing, Groz, is I'm not trying to show the police all my cards yet, because then you know what I mean? Then I get the Canadian police involved in this case as well. So
Canadian Mounties,
I don't have time for that, dude. I'm a widowed parent that you're coming after. So I've raised my two children for the past 8 years by myself because I lost my wife she chose something that was drugs. You know what I mean? And you're coming after me every day. And every day, my kids wake up and hear this shit. You do realize that, right?
This just gets more horrible down the road. Let me see. She posted it. You have it somewhere, Mr. Cotra. Well. And this is how we got to this part. And do I believe Delphi is over with? I don't think it's over yet, boys. Not yet. No. Am I going to do anything? No. But I'm dumb, but I'm not that dumb. You can say a case is over, but if FBI or Homeland Security, no, we had Mighty Joe Young that threatened to blow up stuff. And I'm like, well, I think he's an actor or something making a movie, right? That's in his channel, something like that. No. Well, I thought he was just acting or something. But he threatened to blow up the monument of the girls or whatever. Everybody's terrorists. I'm like, all right. Call the Mother Green in the butt kicking machine or something. But nothing happens, folks. So something fishy was going on, right? Numerous people were saying, why can't we keep blocking these people? They keep coming back. The only thing that they could have done that is hackers or They had a bunch of alt accounts and they were coming into your channels and attacking us. And some of them were thought they were real fishy or real sneaky, and they would change their name on their channel, go into the chat, cause a whole bunch of craziness, and then go back and change the name on their channel and act like nothing happened, right? I mean, I do believe they do have spies. And I'm going to be honest with you. They were sending people in, spies, women, to flirt, try and get photos, penises and everything, boobies, booties, all so they can either blackmail you into shutting your mouth in the case, or on the side, that's what they do, right? They sell photos of to porn business, uh, and that's a proven fact. And people are like, "Are you kidding?" I'm like, "No, that's probably what was going on." Right? They were sending beautiful women in, and you know, oh, Johnny, look at this. Oh, really? Check this thing out. And the next thing you know, you're somewhere on a dating site, and they're making money off you.
Like, you have no shame. You have no shame. You did start all of this, and where's your apology, Graz? Now,
I want to throw one more thing in there. They're also using our stuff, our photos, our private portfolios, or even hacking our computers. And we're talking to a woman, and we're in a couple, a relationship, and we're showing photos or naughty with each other, which there's no law against that if you have two grown adults. Uh, and what do? They hack your computer, get your photo, and the next thing you know, you're on a dating site and they're making money. And people just said, "You're crazy. It's impossible." That's not what they do. Okay. All right.
well, I want to hear your apology before we talk about I owe you an apology or Pat Brown an apology. No, you owe me an apology, fuckface. See, that's how delusional you are. Fucking unbelievable, man. Fucking unbelievable. This guy is fucking sick, man.
Why is he sick?
This is just getting insane, people.
That's what I want to question this guy about. Why is Graziano
I don't
so
know.
sick?
I don't think YouTube's going to do anything about it, because, like, it's not like I'm going to go out of my way to start reporting it. I truly don't give a fuck, man. He's a man that should fucking be able to, hold his own. Mentally, for me, in my opinion, trolling the internet like this because you don't agree with somebody, to make sure that you see every single thing they do day or night, whether or not I'm at work, I'm on break, I'm fucking going to bed, and you don't like that person, and you're putting all that energy into it, and then you're opening up channels about me. It's like, wow, man, I'm fucking concerned for you. What's your...
Well, now see, I have to agree with as above, so below right now, because I think these people take it just a little bit too far. Right? I was raised in a city where if they caught you going through a garbage, they would beat you to death and leave you in the garbage. If they caught you walking around the house looking fishy, they would not hesitate to open fire out their own windows. Right? You just don't do that stuff. That's the way I was raised. You don't go in people's garbage and flaunt it, and you don't go in their garbage looking for information. Right? Them are sickos. And I'm not joking. They back in the day, they in Chicago, they'd beat you half to death and leave you in that pile of garbage. No joke. I'm not joking about that. Right? I'm not a tough guy, not at all. Not at all. But I've seen way too many things growing up where they'd beat you literally half to death if you were doing something like that. Right? That's invading your family's privacy. That's invading your privacy and trying to steal from you and get information so you can steal money, bank accounts, stuff like that, right? I mean, that's nothing new. That was serious. You were a sicko if you were digging in somebody's garbage looking for information or paperwork or something. And I think some of these YouTubers take it too far, right? And not one of these YouTubers that I've talked about that I said 100% this is a bad person. No, I said their records speak for themselves. And we on this channel have no proof of anything that these people are saying because we don't pry in people's lives on this channel, right? What are these people? Hackers, sickos, extortionists, numerous things. Let me see what Cold Truth's saying. Alex is a fraud. Sick of him. As well, Graz is no good. And neither is ASSB. Cap was a monster. Greeno, birds. And yeah, Miss Cold Truth. Are you seeing the bigger picture now? Are you seeing that even though maybe these people didn't have something to do with the Delphi case and the murder of the girls, that something else around the case was going on within this whole thing? Now, whether these people knew each other, which I imagine the data showed that these people were trying to threaten or contact people, or some of them actually were friends and they were communicating back and forth, hiring hitmen, going into prison, trying to hire hitmen, all kinds of crap just to keep us quiet.
Your life like, and then you have the nerve to say shit about me, and it's like everything you say is a reflection of yourself, bro.
And there you go. That's the end of the video. That was great content, Graz. That was great stuff. Even as below, so below. Someone sell them some below. I don't know. Great entertainment there. But I can't blame these guys because these guys have their own minds. They have the right to believe that Ronald McDonald did it. Okay? They have the right to believe whatever they want. That's their right. Okay? That is their right to believe whatever they want. This Pat Brown's the killer or whatever. They have the right to believe that, right? Or whoever. Me, I think we got the case right. We refused to take Keegan Kline off of the table and the other guys. We refused to buy their crap story, and it pissed a lot of people off. They sent their demons. They did their witchery, sorcery on me. Many stuff. I was about ready to go back into the movie 300, right? They sent their demonic animals, and yeah, well, they did. They cursed us from, well, they did that too. I wouldn't imagine if they poisoned, did all kinds of crazy stuff. I imagine they might have set some of you dudes up with women that were tainted. Trying to kill you, which we're finding out that a lot of these clubs do that. A lot of these organizations do that. Right? They find someone that's sick, go sleep with this guy, right? Give him, show him a good time. And, then he's sick, right? Yeah, yeah. That's why they throw manslaughter on that charge, because they figured out that people were using these women and men that were sick to sleep with people. That's an old mafia. That's been going on for a long time. So yeah, I mean, what am I saying? I'm saying hell has opened. They can't close it. I'm the only one with the key. And bring some weenies and some marshmallows, and we might as well have a cookout and keep the cameras rolling. We want to catch all this. I need an ending for the movie. I mean, I can't buy all this stuff. I don't know, and I'm gonna tell you like I've always told you. These are only my theories, my suspicions, uh, and uh, and my suspects. I know a lot of people have been busting me bad, busting me up. You can't. It's just we're looking for one guy. No, you're not. These somewhere down the road, these guys all knew each other, or they were using the same account, and they knew dang well what they were doing. And the whole thing with the family and everything, well, folks, it very well might be true. I don't have the proof of that, but there are things that family said that is very suspicious. There are certain things that the uncle Cody said that was documented and used and shown. Uh, him himself talking about he only had sex with her one time or something like that, a 14-year-old. These were things that made us think out the box and open our minds to that. So this is we can we I'm going to tell you this much. Was Rico Suave Act there? Yes. Why did they not use it? I don't know, but I think Indiana's going to be smacked on the hand by the federal government because it had everything that screamed RICO Act, corruption, organized crime, meth, everything, pedo, distributing, everything. Now, I know a lot of you folks are going to say, you're nuts. Well, okay, you have that right. I do have a disability, but I'm not completely nuts. But I see more than most people because my brain has adapted to my disability. So a lot of people can curse me and use their magic and their witchery and everything on me. And I feel it, but I ain't going down that easy. Let me see what Miss Cold Truth said. Debbie Fox said, I agree, Cold Truth. A lot of things can be true at this same time without being involved with each other. Huh? But I think there will be evidence that comes out eventually that we will see data that these people, some of these people were talking behind scenes with people, and that itself will be shocking. And actually, what they were saying or planning to do to some of us. Alex is a fraud. Let's see what else. They're all attacked, or they all attacked to true crime from the wrong reasons. That's what, excuse me, connected them. Yeah. Yeah, some of them probably were in it for the reward. Some of them probably were in it just to cover their tracks, right? Oops, someone got busted that they had a connection to, and then that's when the madness started. And like I said, the proof will come out that Keegan's phone and other people's phones and devices probably led and opened it up to a can of worms. Now, this has been a long video. I want to thank all you great people for stopping in. You all have the right to believe whatever you want. I'm saying great content there, Graz, even though people say Graz is bad. Everyone now, everyone, everyone is bridge guy, everyone is voice guy, everyone is pedo, everyone now is all this madness and everything. And that's why I stepped away from it for a while. We pretty much got it, but we know for a fact there was more than just uh, one involved in all this. And I do believe there probably was a connection with Klein and all the rest of them, even Richard Allen and the rest of them. And then when the other investigators, once we got word that the other investigators from other states were tipped and led to Delphi, and then that case was a murder case of two old people and their grandkids. It opened up everything. And then you had the confession from Richard Allen, or someone said that he said he killed someone's grandparents and their grandkids, right? Boom. But these people could not see that. And that case was in another state, which led that. I want to applaud that investigator. That guy used his head. He tracked all that shit back to Delphi. Uh, yeah, probably phones. They were probably getting rid of everything. Phones, phones they stole from people. They could have been just distributing them everywhere in Indiana, and people were getting in trouble. People probably, I can imagine the mess that caused if they were getting rid of stolen devices and stuff and just spreading, hey, send this up here to this place, right? They could have been trying to set us up. They literally could have been trying to set us up. Yeah, how big is that crew down there? Who knows? I don't even want to know. You folks have a good night. God bless. I want to thank Debbie Fox for being here. I want to thank Cold Truth and all the rest of the folks that stopped in or are watching. Once again, this is only my theories, my speculations. Uh, and if I got anything right in this case, it is only because the glory of God and all glory goes to God. And God is the greatest crime solver of all. Uh, right? God bless. Let me see what else is going on. Just be careful with Graz. Long history of bad behavior on YouTube and real life. Yeah, I found that out earlier. I was like, wow, right? It was just coming out all kinds of stuff. And I was like, hey, Graz? I mean, but then I remembered of what the old saying is on, right? They're not worried about the crazy people that are screaming, I'm going to kill everybody. It's the quiet ones that never say anything, are just real calm and everything. Yeah, sure. Right? Real calm and everything. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know these people, right? The only reason I watch half of these people is because it's my job as a YouTuber. Plus, the Lord directs me to certain people. For what reason? I have no idea. Probably because you can't bullshit a bullshitter, right? Somebody that's bullshitted before knows when somebody's being bullshitted. Now, you folks all have a great night. Once again, I have no beef with any of these idiots. I don't even know these people. You have to know someone to have a beef. And just by someone calling you a name or making a video doesn't mean that's going to make me get off this couch and try and spend my money to put gas in to try and hunt them down and find them. Gas is $3 and something cents out here, okay? I'm poor. I ain't got money to travel halfway across the world to look for some idiot that made a video saying I'm an asshole and got to get my ass kicked. Right? I just ain't got the time. You folks have a great night. God bless. And want some great content out of there. It's a love and hate thing. Something deeper is between these two. We're not sure, but I sense something deeper. Something deeper here is going on with this. You folks have a great night.